Hey there, guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me. And today we are covering Friday Facts 297, new resource icons. And I paused there in the intro for a minute because I'm wondering if this GIF is supposed to be like this or if, like, I'm lagging. Okay, I'm not lagging. I was like, dang, is my computer dying? But we're not joined by Flixian today. Man, that guy just cannot make... Man, he's missing a lot of sessions. I think it's almost time to fire him, honestly. I'm joking. It was actually mostly my fault, but I wasn't around when would normally record. But there's two cool things. So inserters are now smarter. A few days ago, Twinson was investigating a rather minor bug report related to rotational asymmetry in belt inserter interactions. Basically, the inserter was not behaving identically when rotated. This was a classic case of floating point quality comparison. So basically, the inserter would move its arm and pick up the item if the current arm orientation is equal to the desired arm orientation, because some chain of calculations related to rotation, some precision was lost, and the equality check would fail for one tick, delaying the item pickup for one tick in some inserter rotations. So we fixed it by finishing the inserter movement if it's close enough. Now the inserter should be a tiny bit faster in some rotations, plus all rotations should basically be identical. Also, while analyzing the code and the behavior, I also noticed that inserters with stack size would do nothing for one tick after picking up an item from a belt. I changed it so inserters will start moving to a new target immediately after they pick up something. This also sped up the stack inserter by a tiny bit. So looking at this first GIF, you can kind of see differences here in the inserters. That some are kind of slower than others. Skipping a bit. And then this one, so this one of these is like, yeah, so you can see the difference here where this guy is actually picking them all up, whereas this one missed a few. And so that's kind of like how that changes. And then this one gets the rest. So both speedups were enough to fix another bug that was often regarded by other devs as not a bug. A stack inserter was not fast enough to pick up all the items placed on a belt by another stack inserter. Furthermore, because of different timings, the amount of items a stack inserter would pick up would depend on how far that stack inserter was from the item source, which is interesting, which you can see here. And then we released a change on Thursday. Something strange was quickly discovered after release. So this is Nephrim's crazy speedrunner. But someone from his Twitch chat noted, inserters are so fast now they don't even care about the side of the belt. So basically, the rotation fix he did, well, that ended up happening. What ended up happening was that now the inserter would stop 0.001 degrees short of perfectly vertical. That was, of course, closer to the other belt lane, so the item would be dropped there. There previously was always dropped perfectly vertically in lane decision algorithm would choose the right lane. The fix was easy and it's probably released by the time you are reading this. So everything's fixed, inserters are more consistent, predictable, and intuitive, which is awesome. Things that I think are important for a precise game like Factorio. Yeah, so the things being on the wrong side of the belt would totally screw up everything in a factory, because so many people depend on that mechanic the way they build, especially speedrunners. So glad that was an easy fix. And then the next huge thing from V is new resource icons, which is awesome. So here's the current resource icons. They presented new graphics for the Factorio for resources in Factorio 015, which we have, just like the graphics of the actual patches. When they were finished, they tried to use pieces of them to make the icons, but the results weren't that great, and they had a lot of other stuff to do, so they kept the resource icons as they were. Recently, they started working on higher resolution for icons, and the resource icons are one of the first families to get a revisit. As mentioned in the other Friday Facts, to save time when creating the resource graphics, we use various randomized methods to get a new batch of re-randomized resource pieces easily. This method has one big drawback for icons: it's very hard to preview and control in Blender. So Blender view and render view, there's definitely a difference. However, the random generation also allows us to generate many random pieces of resources very quickly, as you can see. Quite different here. I like the variety. And combine them in Photoshop into icons with perfect control over every pixel, which is fantastic. However, when we put these icons in the game on belts, they seem to suffer a lot from repetitiveness, just like the older versions did. Yeah, so like you can see a tiny bit of variety, but for the most part, it's basically just all the same like it currently is. There was one more thing regarding resource icons that we tried for 015 but did not have enough time for. Resources would get randomized variations of icons when drawn on belts. Rendering more variations and assembling new icons is relatively easy at this point, so we made some versions. So you can see one here. Definitely some more variation. Uh, with randomized variations, the resources look much more natural and unrefined, which makes a lot of sense as the factory has not processed them into perfect uniforms yet. Uniform products. And moving, it looks even better. I mean, so this looks definitely way better. I mean, this actually looks like, ore that you mined up, because when you mine ore, not every single piece is the same at all. Kind of like snowflakes. Yeah, so this looks way better. Like this just another visual thing to the game, which I think is awesome. New icons are not ready yet, but we hope to have them for 017 stable, which would be fantastic. See, I like this that they're like adding stuff into 17 rather than just. I mean, it was a big update, but I kind of like the path they're taking here, where they're kind of doing things intermittently throughout the branch. But yeah, just more polish for 0.1. This is really great. I mean, the game is just getting closer and closer to done. I mean, in a lot of people's mind, it kind of already is done. It's so polished already. But I mean, you can tell. Like if you look at this, that was the one, right? Oh no, sorry. This is what we currently have. I mean, huge difference. Like look at this. They don't really even look like pieces of ore except the uranium maybe. If you look at this compared to this. Massive difference, huge difference, especially on the new belts and stuff too. This is fantastic. I love it. Really great job here. That's gonna do it for this Friday. Thanks, guys. So inserters are a bit better now, which is great. A little more consistent and stuff like that. New resource icons hopefully coming in 017 stable, and they keep releasing versions, fixing tons of bugs, so we're getting closer and closer. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully, Flixen can join us next week. You should be able to, provided I'm not messing with the schedule. And yeah, leave any thoughts and questions and stuff below and on the forums. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.